movie very well, you will see that, yeah, every single character, every single actor that played a role there played himself.
I'm seeing women in the movie. How did the women cope with the training? I can.
Yeah, it was not really easy. It was not easy with them, but because they were determined, because they were focused, and they really needed to be in the movie, they really relaxed and got into the character.
After conscripted, did you have any hangover? Let me use the word hangover. Hangover means after producing an action movie, how easy was it for you to get back into producing the usual Nollywood movie, like the ones you produce, you know, like can you name some of the movies you produce? I've forgotten some of your titles.
The Impostor, The Patient, Falling Cloud, Cockroach.
Did it feel like you were getting back into something strange, or it was just natural for you?
Oh yes, it was not really easy. You know, like I said, for 6 good months we were on training. You know, we had to train, and then after the movie, we had to relax to get out of the character. We needed to relax to get out of that mood for like 3 good months before we now return back to the normal conventional movies we do.
Okay. So this question will be, if you don't mind asking you, I want to talk about budget. How much did the movie cost you to produce?
The movie conscripted actually to be let's say on approximately it cost us about 22 million naira to achieve that.
Really? And you didn't get any money from the bank?
We didn't get like I said, it was a self-financed movie.
Okay.
It was a self-financed movie, and so we were able to put resources together to get that done.
And the next question I was asking, what was your return on investment like? Did you feel happy that you made that movie?
No, that is where the challenge is. We were not really happy because we had the intention of shooting that for the cinema. We were actually looking at recouping back the money from the cinema. But after the entire movie, we took it to cinema, and cinema rejected it because they said it has something to do with the government, and they wouldn't want to get involved because it was a Boko Haram stuff, and so cinemas were just rejecting it. For picture quality, we were good because they assessed the whole movie and then returned back reports to us. For quality, we passed. For casting, we passed. Audio, what everything we got it right, but they said the story has something to do with the government, so they wouldn't want it shown on cinema. So we had issues because it was our intention was to really recoup that from the cinema. And when cinema dropped it out, rejected it, we had no option than to find other means to say that up till now we've not even gotten half of what was invested in the movie.
I'm sorry to hear that, but this is the same industry that cries out that government is not giving them money to shoot movies. And here you are with self-funded production ready to screen in cinemas. I don't understand. But I'd like to find out from you whether it was just about government thing, or there was any other factor that probably influenced the decision not to screen your movies in the cinema.
They said it has something to do with Boko Haram. It has something to do with Boko Haram. So because it has something to do with Boko Haram, it was rejected.
Okay. But how relevant, I know your story was about Boko Haram, about crime, but in your own thinking, how so relevant was that movie at that time you produced it?
It was so relevant because it was at the peak of when Boko Haram was actually troubling the nation. And we felt that that if this story is told and people see the proactiveness of the police, tell people, individuals, and families to be conscious of their environment, be conscious of their environment. Whatever you see that you suspect, call the relevant authorities so that they come get it out, so that you don't get involved in this bomb issues that happens in churches, mosques, and in marketplaces and all that. We felt if we're able to do that, and the country will appreciate it. I think it was even one of the reasons why the police actually pulled their support behind us to ensure that we got it right and all that. But we're amazed that at the end of it all, cinema said it has a political undertone, it has something to do with Boko Haram, and so
I
that's.
am surprised because I personally like stories that would add value to how the Nigerian feels about his situation. That means if you produce that kind of movie, like
Yes.
10 sort of movie, it would in a way educate Nigerians about security. But I'm so surprised that they probably preferred the lovey-dovey kind of romantic thing that they show every day, you know.
Yes.
So I'm so surprised. But in your own thinking, do you think your audience sort of got the message from that movie that you produced?
Sure, because when we discovered that the cinema actually rejected it, we decided to go on social premiere. We had to go on social premiere, and you'll be amazed at the turnout. You'll be amazed at the commendations. You'll be amazed at what people are saying. The movie went to Abuja Film Festival, and it won one of the best action movie award and all that. So
Really?
you see response from the people. Yes, he won us an award because it was done right, and we feel uh, uh, that was the movie for the moment. But we were shocked that cinema rejected it for their own reasons.
Well, that's so surprising. It's surprising because I would expect if we actually watch movies that are produced in America that are political, that are war films, that inform people about their situation and educate them on how to take care of themselves, that Nigerians should really appreciate what you did. But then if you were to go all the way back to doing that sort of thing, uh, what challenges that you had before would you love to jump over, get over? Hello, Mr. Awoji. Hello. 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 Ah, I don't see the guy again. I don't see him again.
The situation of things in the country is alarming.
When the peace of a sovereign nation is threatened and the force compromised,
He wants to kill me because he's one of us.
survival becomes a sacrifice. A special force must be conscripted.
Your job description starts now. Despite these descriptions, you have to work together as one body.
Yes, sir!
Time is everything. Being ahead makes the difference.
You're late. My apologies.
Who's behind the scourge?
Who is that man? The niggas, the true honest son thing, yaga. I don't never know this man.
I'm
I have
back.
never carried this my 2 eyes bowl like this and see him. Ask him now if you think say brain you like.
Conscripted.
Oh boy. I'm not seeing you again. That's the problem. I'm not seeing you again. Hello? Are you hearing me? Hello?
Yeah, hello?
Okay, you're back. You're back.
Yeah. Okay, okay.
So I was saying, if you will ever have to go back and produce another movie like that, what preparation would you do for the cinema to accept to play?
I think one of the things I learned is that if I will want to do such movie again, I will need to send the script to the cinemas to go through and probably make all the necessary corrections and adjustment before I shoot.
Well, I think that's a basic for a lot of filmmakers in America or India. Before you get distributed by a cinema, they probably have to see the script first or the screenplay first before you actually do the production. Now, there are some characters there's something you said about it. Is it that Conscription is a story that had to call up us or the people who acted in your movie or Nigerian police to do a sacrificial service to defend one's country and victory of good over evil. Do you think the way, oh boy, do
The
you think
network
the
is
way
actually
do you think the way it is
bad.
that Nigerians really believe in such things? And saying that because if the cinema saw the relevance of doing, are you still there? Are you there?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, good. Now, do you think Nigerians really, apart from what the cinema did, do you think you said Nigerians watch the movies what are award? But I'm wondering why you did not put the movie in circulation, as in video on demand, that sort of thing. Did you do distribution? What was the distribution like? How did you distribute it in the long run?
Yeah, up till now, that's why you can't find it the full movie on YouTube for now, because we are actually thinking of what to do to actually make it have its glory, and I think we are trying to come up with the idea of mass producing it on DVD and then selling them on internet rights and probably international rights too, foreign rights and all that.
My problem is that I don't know if you have the original copy. Now that that movie won an award, I don't know whether you've taken care of any issue of piracy that would inhibit or truncate your return on investment.
Yeah, actually, piracy is something we can really sure and it's not been released yet.
So if you're thinking about beating piracy, what would you do actually to beat piracy as a filmmaker? Can you tell us your experience? If we were to beat piracy, what would you actually do? This interview is shit.
We the truth is that no matter what you do, you can't actually beat piracy because they are even ahead of us. They're ahead of us, but we will do our best to make sure that we're able to recoup as the best we can. And then if piracy come on board, they can probably publicize it more. Mm.
Okay. Can we pick one or two characters from your movie to talk about them? Because I mean, what I'm trying to say is that we're having technical problems with Mr. Awoji's. We're having technical problems. Okay, Mr. Awoji. So, can you talk about some of the characters in the movie? Can you talk about some of the characters in the movie, please? I have here Pinky. I have here Pinky was in charge of interrogation. Brown was in charge of schematic. Can you tell us? And H was head of special anti-crime unit of the police force. Can you talk about these characters a while, please?
Yes, like these three uh, agents were conscripted to actualize in their various areas. Uh, uh, Brown was in charge of schematics, and Edge was in charge of the investigation. He was in charge of investigation. I think he played the role of the President Abba Kyari in the Nigerian police force right now. Very intelligent officers who were actually out to make sure that they brought crime to its various minimum. So they all tried their best. I think Pinky was actually there to ensure that in case of any explosives that is found in the course of discharging their duties, they're able to iterate it so that all of them were just doing their best to ensure that the crime was actually combated and all that.
So you mentioned Abakari. What motivation did this man, whom we know as Nigeria's #1 crime fighter, what motivation or inspiration did he give to the story? I know you did not originate the concept, but since you produced a movie, I'd like to know how did Abakari form the basis for the idea or concept of this movie?
Yes, Abba Kyari, with the role he's playing currently and all that, is a man who is proactive, is a man who is on top of his game, ensuring that whatever crime that he is faced with, he tries all possible means to ensure that he brings those in charge to book, especially when it has to do with the issue of kidnapping here and there. We saw the role he played. He captured so many of them with the use of drones. As he made use of some security gadgets to combat most of the crime. And all that. Baba Kyari is actually an inspiration to the movie, even though he was not on board when we shot the movie Conscripted. But I think what he's doing presently is actually what we interpreted in Conscripted. So I think that's all good.
And you didn't need to consult him. You didn't need to talk to him to actually get inspired to do the movie.
I think now that you mentioned it, we will probably use this opportunity to get through to him to see what we did and see what he can come up with.
You mean that if today you go to Abakari and said, please, sir, this is what we've done so far. And he tells you one or two things, you could shoot another movie in that line.
For sure, sure. It's something we love to do. Is just that we are in business, and if you invest, you expect to recoup. Where you invest and you're not recouping, you want to take another look somewhere and all that. But if we have the assurance that okay, if we meet him and he's ready to support us and all that, if we're able to shoot and then the whole police force will be behind us to premiere it and all that, why not? We will do that.
Well, for our audience, I've been talking to Mr. Ken Awoji, Sonny Ken Awoji, who is based in Abuja. He's the CEO of Pest Film Academy in Abuja, Nigeria's federal capital. He also is a filmmaker. Of course, if he has an academy, that means he'll be training people. So my next question would be, how do you run your training academy? How can you tell us something about your training academy?
Yes, a Pace Film Academy is saddled with the responsibility to train upcoming actors. We discover talents, we train them, and even those who are already in the field, they come for retraining, and all that. So we train people in area of film production, from crew to casting and all that. So we train people in all aspects of production, and if we train them, we don't just let them go. We use them in our productions, so that is what we
So,
do.
so what you do is that you constitute a pool of talents that you could use anytime you want to.
Anytime, any day, yes.
So, in this connection, can you generally tell us about your generally about your Nollywood experience as a filmmaker? What do you think about the industry and for the future?
Yeah, Nollywood as a whole is a growing industry. In a week, you can be rest assured that we shoot over 50 movies in Nigeria. We engage the services of Nigerian youth. Over 1 million Nigerian youths are engaged in the movie industry. We are doing our best, and we are the second largest production outfit in the world, and we are doing our best to make sure that we get there. We are not there yet, but we are doing our best, and we believe that if government can actually come support this industry, we will compete favorably with other film industries around the world. Seriously, we need government support to ensure that we move from the level we are to the next level, because the level we are has been self-made industry. This industry has been self-made. So if government can come support us, we are very, very sure that we'll move from this level to a greater level.
I'm believing that if you need government support, you are the president or the chairman of a guild, Association of Movie Producers of Nigeria, in Abuja branch, as opposed to. I'm
Yeah, with
thinking
the
that,
vice chairman.
okay, vice chairman, I'm thinking that one thing that government demands from Nollywood is accountability. Accountability means, in filmmaking industry, means you must have deals. That means you must have structure that actually will approach government. Like you approach government as a collaborative body of 3 entities. So therefore, why is it that when it comes to guilds, that's why I asked the question. That's why I published. I asked the question: is filmmaking money in Abuja or Lagos? Why did I ask that question? I asked that question because most times, I will say this because I'm not afraid of anybody. You see, guild presidents, guild heads going to Abuja to approach governments for one thing or the other. Sometimes they even go out to support political candidates. That's not my problem. That's not a problem. My problem is that how strong are the guilds so that government could recognize them? How accountable are the guilds so that government would say, okay, take money? Because recently government gave out money or wanted to give amount. Government said you must bring in so much collateral or you will pay back 30% commission or so. I don't know if I'm right with the figures. But what's your view about Nollywood becoming a strong institution that can approach government and, of course, earn government trust? And government will say, okay, take this money, pay nothing. Maybe we just do return on investment. That's all we want. What's your appraisal of guilds in Nollywood and the approach of government for funding, which is not forthcoming as they want?
Yes, I think basically what I have to say here is that the guilds are so many, but I believe that the major guild that should be given attention to is the Association of Movie Producers. These are the businessmen. These are people who engage the actors. There are people who engage the directors. So these are the business people. These are people who invest money. These are people monies are being entrusted into to produce movies. So these are the bodies government should work closely with. If government are able to work closely with the Association of Movie Producers, I am very sure that everything will be done right. But it's not a situation where you bring in actors, bring in directors, and all that. No, producers are the businessmen. These are the people that the government should be talking with. And on this, and the other part I want to say is that government giving money to the industry, looking for collateral. We have our creative materials. We produce movies, so our movies should be accepted as collateral. You don't come give producers money and you expect them to bring landed properties. Our businesses, we are into the business of filmmaking. So if we do film, let our creative materials be accepted as collateral. That is the issue we have. If not, there are monies that are lying there in various banks for creative industry, but we can't access. Reason being that they made the conditions so stringent. You have to come with collateral. You have to come with this. You have to come with that. Meanwhile, our assets are our films. So government should look into that to see how to make our films as acceptable collateral. By the time these are
Hello? Are you there?
done, it will
Hello,
go a
Mr.
whole long way. If not, there are monies out there, but we can't access them because of the
The situation of things in the country is alarming.
When the peace of a sovereign nation is threatened and the force compromised,
He wants to kill me because he's one of them.
survival becomes a sacrifice. A special force must be conscripted.
Your job description starts now. Despite these descriptions, you are have to work together as one body.
Yes, sir.
Time is everything. Being ahead makes the difference.
You are late. My apologies.
Who's behind the scourge?
Officer man, the niggas, the true, honest son thing I got. I don't never know this man. I had never carried this man 2 ice bowl like this and see him. Ask him now if you think say brain you like.
Conscripted.
Mr. Awoji, well, that is it. It's the way the network is in Nigeria. Is it night? Is it evening time in Abuja already?
Yes, it's even already.
Okay. I was asking. You were talking about collateral. Government needing collateral for you to be able to produce movies in Nigeria. Can you go on, please?
Yes, what I was trying to say is that to access government fund, government is telling us to produce collateral as filmmakers, and I am saying that our collateral, our creative material should be accepted as a collateral. We use millions of naira to shoot movies, so if we present our movies as a collateral, be accepted. So by so doing, we will be sure that okay, we have value for our creative materials. That is what I'm saying. So that government don't come give us loan.
Hello, are you still there? Oh, what's it? Hello, sorry. It was a break, the serious break because of network. Okay, the next question I want to ask. I mean, I want to
The
assume
network
that,
is bad. That's the problem we have.
yeah, I want to assume that if you did a movie about the Nigerian police force, government should have easily sponsored that production. Why did it not happen?
Sorry.
I'm asking, if you did a movie that was supposed to portray the Nigerian police force in good light, government should have been able to say, take money and do this movie. Why is it that you never got support from government? Did you get me? Hello?
Yes, I'm with you. The network is something else.
Okay, I'm asking, why is it that you did not get government support to produce Conscripted?
Yeah, we applied to various organizations to support us in financially, but we couldn't. So for us to go ahead with our dream, we decided to pull our resources together to get it done. It's not easy to actually access money from government to shoot movies. If you even apply for you to access it, you have to present so many things worth more than what you're applying for.
what would it take to convince government to support that kind of production? If you, I don't know if you watch a movie by Izu Ojuku called 76.
Izu Ojukwu,
Yeah,
76,
have you watched that
yes.
movie? Now
76 was
they,
actually a military story.
yes, and
Hello?
they underwent similar experience in training, equipping, and all that. And they sort of got, I don't know if they got government support, but that was a real portrayal of Nigerian history that happened in 1976. So I'm wondering why, what did you do wrongly, or what did you not do that would have given you enough support to produce conscripted? What were the things you did not do?
No, like what the basic support we get from government when it comes to such things is in the area of props. In the area of props, they only support you with props. They don't give you money to shoot movies. The can only
The situation of things in the country is alarming.
When the peace of a sovereign nation is threatened and the force compromised,
He wants to kill me because he's one of us.
survival becomes a sacrifice. A special force must be conscripted.
Your job description starts now. Despite these descriptions, you have to work together as one body. Yes, sir!
Time is everything. Being ahead makes the difference.
You are late. My apologies.
Who's behind the scourge?
Orizama, the niggas, the true, honest something yaga. I don't never know this man. I have never carried this man 2 ice bowl like this and see him. Ask him now if you think say brain you like.
Conscripted.
Sorry, Mr. Awoji, it's been very, very. Are you still there? Well, I'm so sorry that we keep having signal problems because of the internet. I guess I'll have to end it here because it is almost nighttime in Abuja, where Mr. Sonia Awoji is talking to me, from. But basically, the idea that I have gotten from Mr. Awoji is that to produce a movie such as Conscripted, you need to approach government for props. The money might not come because government is unwilling to invest in movies in Nigeria, basically because probably government wants them to put so much collateral that they can cope with, that government can say, okay, we have gotten back our money. But the basic issue that I have, gotten from Mr. Awoji is that it is also easy to produce such movies in Nigeria because number one, you have to think of whether the cinemas will accept to screen your movies, when you finish producing. More so, Mr.
The net,
Awoji, sorry,
yeah.
signal has been a problem. I was just summarizing what you were saying, what you've been talking about for so long, in the space of maybe 30 minutes or so. But to end this
Okay.
program, in order not to give you so much wahala, because I know you're out there in the night time, can you please summarize your
Oh,
preparation of
okay.
production, actual production, and end of production, and how you went about uh, entering the movie for nomination or award in Abuja Film Festival, and then how you're going to have to recoup your money because you must recoup your money. So from the beginning, can we talk about the production, facilitation, and management to the end? Hello, hello. Mhm. Hello, Mr. Awoji, are you hearing me? Oh, again. Hello. Well, like I said, we're having technical problems. I have to end it here. Mr. Awoji can't come in again. Like I said before, it was so difficult for him to get money to do the movie conscripted. So they had to, put money together. Three entities had to put money together and sign an MOU with observation of by their lawyers. And so in doing so, they were able to move forward with the production. But basically, what Mr. Awoji has said is that it is hard to come by money from anybody to do a movie like that unless you are funded. Moreover, if you were to approach governments for funding, they will ask you for collateral, and he believes that that is too much for movie producers in the sense that they really don't have collateral to keep as security to get money from government. But he said, but Mr. Woji said, yes, he could. It is
The
possible to
network.
have.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry. It is possible to have to keep their movie, the creative project, as collateral. But I'm wondering if government would ever accept that because if you look at it, what if your movie doesn't bring in the expected profit for you to pay off what government gave you? What would you do if you were to keep your movie as collateral? So I guess that's where the snag is. Until you're able to convince government that you actually will refund the money, there's no way government will be able to give you money. I guess that's it, Mr. Woji. So I was asking, can you take us through 5 minutes through from pre-production to finishing to distribution to winning award? How did you go about it? Mr. Woji, are you with me? Well, I guess I have to end it here, Mr. Awoji. I'm sorry. I have to end it here because the network is so problematic. I'll be talking to you in the future, hopefully. So please, this has been Film Talk from Film Lab, right away from Lagos. My name is Efefiong Akpan. I'm signing off from talking to Mr. Awoji. Hopefully, when we're able to fix network issues from any location, that we have to do this again. Thank you, Mr. Awoji, for coming on. We look forward to having you again. Thank you so much.